Hello and happy Saturday. You're going to see this ensemble in another video because I started the part 3 of the crafting video this morning. And I painted it and then I came back and I painted another coat and I was like, well, while that's drying, let me just go outside and get some things done because it's a beautiful, cool, dry day in Georgia, which we don't normally have at the end of May. No, it's usually already hotter than a hoochie coochie. Is that right? Is that what he says? Hotter than a hoochie coochie? Yeah, you know, Alan Jackson. I don't know why she feels the need to bathe me right now. Probably just because I just put on some lotion. Anyway, I mean, I might as well let her because she's not really going to quit until she decides to get out of my lap. Yeah, I put my arm down, now she's still doing it, so that's fine. Anyway, you know, I used to tell my mom, when God created me, he did not give me the desire. Well, not the desire. That's not the right word, because I have the desire. I don't know what I'm trying to say, except for the fact that every time I go outside to work, I injure myself. Not in a bad way. You know, it's not, well, I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes a whole entire, sometimes, no. One time, a whole entire concrete statue fell over on my foot. And my mother was not able to drive at the time. I was at her house working in her garden. So I called my friend Cheryl and I said, can you come get me? She was at work. But I knew of anybody that she would do it. You know, I just knew she would. Cheryl's that kind of friend. And I called her and I said, can you come get me and take me to the urgent care? And she was like, what's wrong? I said, well, I may have broken my foot. I'm at Mom's, but Mom can't drive, of course, and it's my right foot, so I can't drive myself. Can you come get me? She was like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. So she tells them at work. We work together at the sheriff's office. She said, I gotta go. Tracy needs to go to the urgent care because she broke her foot, and it's her right foot, so she can't drive. And they said, okay. So she comes and gets me, and I can hardly walk to get to her car. It was a tall angel statue, okay? And it just fell right on top of my foot. Well, she gets me to the urgent care, and I'm sitting in there, and I've got my foot propped up, and it took some skin off the top of my foot, too. It wasn't looking, I mean, it wasn't bad, but, you know, it just, anyway. So I'm sitting there with it all propped up, acting like the princess and the pea. I was like, oh, Cheryl, there's an ant on my foot. I'm acting like I'm a princess. And she was like, really? And she right there on my foot. And I was like, well, that kind of hurt because, you know, I do have a broken foot here. And she was like, oh, my bad. Anyway, they x-rayed my foot. They said, you broke your foot. I was like, cool, now what? And they said, well, you need to follow up with an orthopedist. They cleaned it up, all that good stuff, and they gave me a boot and sent me on my merry way. Did I mention that I lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex at the time? So I had to get home and climb all them steps up to get to the 3rd floor? Never again. Never again. So I go to the doctor on Monday, had my sister drive down all the way from Blue Ridge to take me to the doctor because it was my right foot and they said it was broken and that it's kind of hard to drive with a boot on. Anyway, she takes me to the doctor where they x-ray it and they said, who told you your foot was broken? I said, the urgent care. He said, your foot is not broken. There ain't a dang thing wrong with your foot. I said, but I couldn't put weight on it. He said, you bruised the bone. When the statue fell, it bruised the bone, and it probably hurt worse, actually, than a fracture would. But your foot's not fractured. And I got up and walked out of the doctor's office with a sock on. He was like, you don't need this boot. I was like, well, okay. But anyway, I'm just saying, when I go outside, things happen to me, okay? I'm an inside girl, okay? I love being outside. I love working in my garden. I mean, I love planting flowers. I love watering. I love doing all that stuff. but I always get hurt. Now today, the only thing that happened, I don't know that I have any scratches. My butterfly bush, I was breaking off last year's twigs that were dried, and I was trying to break this one off, and it popped back and hit me in the face. But apparently I'm fine. I mean, that's just my face. But I was like, well, that was fun. And then I pulled the deck box away from the house, and my little stoop that my dad built me, I pulled all that away from the house. And I get my little blower out, and I'm blowing. And then, like a big dummy, I bent over to blow this area, and it all blew up and hit me in the face. Thankfully, I had on my glasses, so it didn't get in my eyeballs. But that could have been bad, because it was a lot of little dirt and debris, right? Excuse me. That lady that said that I was gasping for air in that one video is going to be very upset that I'm sounding a little, like a breathy on this video, but that's because I just inhaled about a pound of dirt and debris, okay? Anyway, she said I can't watch this video. She's gasping for air. And she put the emoji, and I was like, gasping? Was I gasping? I think I was just breathing. Anyway, I do not care. Anyway, back to my story. So then I turn around and I start blowing the stuff next to the house. And I'm blowing it all down to where the yard starts again, getting it off the patio. I pull the deck box out, and I'm blowing, and I'm blowing, and I'm blowing. And out from under the deck box comes a little snake. It's a snake. It was a snake. Yeah, and I just kept blowing it. I blew that snake, and I kept blowing it, and I kept blowing it. And I blew it some more, and I blew it till I couldn't see it anymore. It was just a little rat snake, garden snake, whatever. But it was little. You know what that means. So I carefully pushed that deck box back to the house and decided that I was through with that. I'm through blowing for the day. But I did get everything pretty much blown off of the thing. But then I was trying to pull weeds, and every time I saw a stick, I would scream because I thought it was the snake. Yeah. And then that's when that thing hit me in the face. So I just gave up and came on in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in there and sit down and rest for a minute, because moving that deck box did kind of hurt my back. And then I'm going to go back to doing craft work, because about the worst that can happen in crafting today, I don't even have to use a hot glue gun, I don't think. So I think I'm pretty safe with crafting. Anyway, a snake. A snake. I was like, you sure are little. You're very tiny. Where's your mama? Where's your mama, Nim? If she's up under this deck box, she needs to go. It's time to go. You have been served your eviction notice. Gots to go. Anyway, I don't have a lot of good experiences working outside. But it looks a lot better out there, so I moved some mulch from down that fence line over there and over there. Like y'all can see what I'm doing. I got a buttload of mulch because I had a whole truckload dumped off in my driveway one time. Then I had to pay Tommy to move it, and he moved it all along that fence line. So now when I need mulch, I just go get from over there and move it to wherever I want it. Anyway, I'm already tired, and it's 12:30. And I don't have any groceries, so I might have to, nah, I probably won't. I was going to say I might have to do that where you order your groceries and they bring them out to you, but you pay more for them. You do at Publix. I mean, some things, they're like 40 and 50 cents more per item because somebody else is doing your shopping. I ain't all up for paying more. I'm already paying too much for groceries, as we all are. So I don't want to pay somebody to pick up my groceries. But I am tired enough that if groceries were not so expensive, I might consider it. But it's not going to happen. Anyway, that's how today has started already. I mean, I'm not that kind of Baptist that is going to pick up a snake. Nope. I'm not saying that I don't trust in the Lord to take care of me if I do pick up the snake, but I do believe, I mean, it was a non-venomous snake, but I do believe that the good Lord gave us sense enough to know not to pick up a snake. Also, I sent Patty over at It's a Lemonade Life, I sent her a picture of my little squash because I had this little bitty, little tiny little baby squash on my vine, you know, on my little plant one day, and the next day it had a little brown tip on it. And I touched it and it fell off. And I sent a picture to Patty and I said, I think I got squash rot. Do I have squash rot? What do I do about it? And she said, it's not squash rot. She said, do you have bees? I was like, well, come to think of it, no. I have not seen any bees. No. And she said, well, here's a helpful hint for you. Helpful hints from Helga. The help... Oh my gosh, you scared me. Oh my goshes. Oh. Anyway, she said to take your blower and lightly blow your plants from a distance, you know, but it helps them to pollinate when you don't have any bees around. Who knew? But I'm happy to report that I see bumblebees in my backyard this morning. I've been like, wait a minute, where are the bees? Y'all, we need bees. And it makes me really upset when people kill bees. Now, wasp, I'm not talking about wasp, but just bees? We need bees. We can't eat without bees because they help pollinate, okay? So don't just kill bees, especially honeybees. If you have a big swarm, call somebody to come get them. Don't spray them and kill them. We need them. Hopefully them bumblebees that just showed up this morning will start doing their thing and start helping the pollination process. I said, do I need to go get another squash plant? Because sometimes you need two, a male and a female. Like, how do you know? And she said, no, because squash has both male and female. It will do its own thing, but you still have to have the bees to pollinate. So anyway, I'm happy to report that I did see some bumblebees this morning being about their business, the bee business, and I have about 3 or 4 more blooms on my squash plant. So hopefully not all is lost. But I was about to cry thinking that I've done all this work to lose everything because I don't have bees. So anyway, don't kill bees, okay? Okay, I think that's all I got for now. But I do have to finish that crafting video, so you will see this attire in that crafting video. I didn't want to wash my hair this morning, knowing that I was going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, so I'll just wash it this evening, because I don't like to wash my hair and then turn around and go work in the yard, because that don't make a lot of sense. Because I blew all kinds of dirt and debris in my hair too, so I was a happy little blower this morning in the yard. Get your mind out of the gutter, okay? All right, well, y'all have a happy Saturday and a happy Memorial Day weekend. Part 3's coming. It might even come today if I can get it done. So y'all might get a 2 for today. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Remember, I love you and Jesus loves you, and I hope he's coming back soon because I don't have any bees. And I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Bye.